All right, hello everybody. KV Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you for our nightly edition of the extended forecast. Hopefully you've had a nice Thursday. Hey, we're feeling at least a little bit nicer. Now, as we've talked about the past couple of days, it's not the afternoons where we're going to notice like the huge difference. It's the mornings that are going to get way nicer, and that will start tonight into tomorrow morning. Before we get to that, though, I want to kind of spend some time and talk about this, the drought monitor. It's Thursday, so each Thursday get a new drought monitor from the USGS, the U.S. Geological Society. So 18 days since measurable rain in Austin. For areas along and east, I believe the USGS is the Geological Survey. Sorry, not Society, Surveys. Had to correct that. But you can see for areas along and east of I-35, drought is quickly expanding. So we now have this pretty big swath of moderate drought and even some severe drought from southeastern Travis County down to Buda and down to about the San Marcos area. Now, of course, northwest Travis into the hill country, this is where some areas had more than 20 inches of rain in July alone. So the summer rains were much more prolific across the hill country, as we know. But even there, over northwest Travis County, southern Burnett County, again, some of these areas more than 20 inches of rain. They're now back to abnormally dry conditions. So growing drought conditions. And if we don't get any more rain as we continue to go through September, which it looks like, and then especially October, this quickly can compound into what we call like a flash drought situation. Look at this, though, for September. So the grand total, given that we missed out on any rain, at least at the official sensor yesterday, is 0.08 inches of rain, less than 1/10 of an inch. So you can see we had 2 days on the 7th and the 6th that had 0.04 and then just a trace, which is not measurable rain on the 1st of this month. So we are way below pace here for this part of September. And as I mentioned, I think we're easily going to go through the rest of this month and not get any more additional rain. This is the average fall rain in Austin, just the monthly climatology. So September averages 3.45 inches of rain, so we're going to be nowhere close to that. October, though, I think is going to be an important piece of the equation here for us, because October, you may not think about this, but October on average is the second wettest month of the year, trailing only May in the spring when we get really active. So if we go through October and still we're in this pattern and we're not getting a lot of rain, again, quickly our drought conditions can worsen. We rely on October to get some rain as we head into November, December, January, the drier winter months. So with that, I don't want to spoil this for you, but I'm going to show you a 7-day that has no rain chances on it. And then here's our 6 to 10 day outlook, which would take us through October 5th, still showing drier than normal conditions. So I think that 18-day streak we're on easily is going to make it into the mid-20s. I mean, we could be talking like 30 days without rain based on what we have in the forecast. Again, with the extended stuff, things can change, obviously, but pretty strong signals for a dry weather pattern for the next 2 weeks or so here in Central Texas. And during that same time frame, by the way, a 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, warmer than average temperatures are favored. So really our temperatures are staying consistent. What's happening, though, is as we go to October, the climatology, the average highs fall. So we're staying level as the averages fall, so we're getting farther and farther above average. Feels nice outside today, though. Yeah, sure beats the 101 that we had a couple days ago. Live view outside for our Zach Theater camera. We hit 91 today for Mabry and 92 at the airport. So still, even with our 10-degree cool down, we're still above average for this time of the year. Normal would be 89. The normal morning is 68. We're 4 degrees above that today. But remember, we did not have the dry air and low humidity yet. This morning we will tonight into tomorrow morning. So tonight's going to be the first of these comfortable nights. Speaking of the dry air, here's the dew point map. We have dew points that are now in the 50s. These were in like the upper 60s and low 70s earlier today. So the drier air has moved in. Remember, the lower this number, the drier it is. So anything for us, we start to get less than 60. That becomes comfortable and then eventually dry. 88 degrees, the current temperature in Austin. Upper 80s along the I-10 corridor. San Marcos was hotter today. It's still sitting at 90 there, but this is going to feel really nice this evening once the sun goes down across the hill country. Only 82 right now in Fredericksburg. It's a calm wind right now in Austin, but generally the direction today has been a light north breeze, which will continue to bring in this cooler and drier air. The front has made it all the way down to the northern Gulf and South Texas, so that's where the rain chances are down south, closer to that frontal boundary. As I mentioned at the top of this stream, we're going to go a while, I think, before talking about any sort of meaningful rain chance. For tonight, here we go, low to mid-60s all the way down to the I-10 corridor in Fayette County. So this will be fantastic. 63 in Smithville, Lexington 62, Flatonia 65 degrees. Across the Austin Metro and I-35 corridor, low to mid-60s. I think even the cooler outlying suburbs, I know this model's printed out 64 for Leander. I think some places like northern Williamson County could be down in the 50s tonight. Normal for Austin this time of the year is 68, so we're not like crazy below average, but we're going to be several degrees below average. And then especially across the hill country tonight, we're going to have temperatures that drop down into the mid and upper 50s. It wouldn't surprise me. I know we're seeing upper 50s here. It wouldn't surprise me if like some wind protected creek beds get down like low 50s tonight, or if not tonight, over the next couple of days, because again, this pattern is going to stick around. Day planner for your Friday by 1 o'clock, we're up to 89, and then high temperatures are going to be in the low 90s tomorrow. It's going to be a sunny, warm day, but again, given the humidity's low, it's, I think, going to feel pretty nice. This will be good, high school football game weather and all of that for your Friday. 91 degrees tomorrow in Georgetown, 92 in Austin, 93 in Bastrop, 94 for Lockhart. We'll have some areas in the hill country still holding out and hanging out in the upper 80s. Closer look at the Metro and I-35 corridor, mainly low 90s, but some of the cooler pockets, Northwest Travis and Williamson County, will be in the upper 80s. No changes over the weekend. Again, I think kind of consistent, stagnant, stationary, whatever you want to call this pattern. We're just going to get locked into it. Comfortable morning Saturday and Sunday. The afternoons will be mostly sunny and dry. High temperatures maybe a smidge warmer, especially Saturday. High of about 93 in the forecast. Now, this is pretty amazing to look at, even this time of the year. I mean, normally we get some ups and downs with the humidity, but we are just consistently going to have this north or northeast breeze, dry continental air coming in. So we're going to stay in the comfortable category for at least the next 7 days, which is why nothing's really changing with our weather forecast. Now, we are not looking at any impact from any tropical systems, obviously, in our neck of the woods, but over the Atlantic, this is a active and messy tropical forecast. I do not envy the meteorologists in the Carolinas right now trying to sift through all the data and figure out what's going to go on with these systems. So yesterday, Tropical Storm Humberto developed. That is expected to become a hurricane and even a major hurricane, and this one could kind of curve and stay off the East Coast. But this one down here, which still has a high chance of development, this will be the one to watch. And then, by the way, depending on how close these things get to each other, they can kind of interplay off of each other and impact each other's paths. But some of the new data today is showing this system developing, kind of going over the Bahamas and then potentially maybe curving into the Carolinas. Obviously, they'll have to, it's tricky, we're going to have to figure that part out. There's not going to be any local impacts from this, but again, for the Carolinas, parts of the East Coast, they'll need to keep an eye on that system. Here's our 7-day forecast. Quiet as can be. It's going to be nice mornings. It's going to be sunny, warm afternoons, and that's about the extent of it. 92 tomorrow, 93 Saturday, low 90s Sunday into early next week, maybe a little bit warmer around the middle and end of next week up to, say, the mid 90s. But mornings, starting tomorrow all the way through the end of next week are looking really nice in the 50s and 60s. That's all I've got for you. I appreciate everybody tuning in for our nightly extended forecast. We'll take a quick break, and then next update from us will be KVUE News at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then.